Hello everybody, I wanted to do this video today because I am seeing a little bit of commonality in some of the screening forms that I am seeing for my postmenopausal clients. So I have a few ladies at the moment that I'm working with who have prolapses. One is stage 2 and she has a bladder and uterine prolapse, and the other lady has had 2 prolapse repair surgeries and they've both failed, and now the prolapse has come back. So I wanted to just talk to you about what I'm seeing, what I see on their screening forms, and how you can actually prevent this happening to you when you get to postmenopause, and I'll explain why it tends to happen when you get to postmenopause. So what I want to help you understand is there are things that you can do during your pregnancy and during your labours and in your postnatal phase that can prevent you from ever having a prolapse. So during pregnancy, it's really important to avoid constipation as much as possible. We need to look at your supplementation, your hydration, your diet. Yes, things start to slow down during pregnancy. Your digestive system does. But there are ways that we can help you and support you so you're not bearing down, that you're not putting a lot of pressure through the pelvic floor, and that it's not painful. And there are different things that we can look at: your breath, your toileting position, the food that we're eating, things like that, how we're eating, the digestive enzymes that are in your body, if you've got heartburn, acid indigestion, all these things, hemorrhoids. If we can kind of avoid all of those things, then it helps protect your pelvic floor. So what can you do during labour? So during labour, what we're trying to avoid is any coached pushing. So anything that's where people are telling you to push against your body's natural urges for a very, very long time. So if you're pushing like that for up to 2 hours, that could have a detrimental effect to your pelvic floor. And then what can you do? And also in labour, we're trying to avoid episiotomies as much as possible. So I'm sorry if you've had one. This isn't a fear-mongering video at all. And you may feel absolutely fine now, which is great. What happens with episiotomy is that they actually either cut down or they cut off to the side. And yes, you may feel absolutely fine if you're episiotomy, which is great. But what you may not understand is that the fascia and the connective tissue in your pelvic floor can take a really, really long time to structurally get strong again. And I'm going to put up a little chart up here just to show the phases of tissue healing and how it can take up to 2 years for that tissue, no matter where that cut or that injury is, for it to heal. Everybody's different. There's different phases that each wound has to go through, and if we don't honour those phases, then it can be quite detrimental to the healing process in the long term. So we've got, during pregnancy, we can try and support ourselves as much as possible. Also doing a lot of birth preparation as well during pregnancy. So learn to take control of what you do and what you don't want, your preferences. Learn what you can do to help yourself. Talk to people, talk to professionals who can support you and help you to understand the whys and the whats you can do. There's a lot of things that you can control, and also there's a lot of things that are out of your control. But the more educated you are, the more empowered you are, the more likelihood is that if something crops up, you'll be able to manage it better when it does. So yep, during pregnancy, in labour, and then just postnatally. So you may had uncomplicated vaginal birth, which is great. You may have a C-section, which is great. You may have had some trauma to that area, maybe a 2nd, 3rd or 4th degree tear, an episiotomy, things like this. And whatever way that baby is born, it's trauma. There's no other word about it. It's trauma, and you need to rehab. No matter if you feel fine 4 to 6 weeks after, you still need to rehab. It's really, 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 really important part of the 4th trimester is to rehab and give your body and honour your body what it's just been through, and to appreciate that actually it takes time to heal and feel and function properly after having a baby. So I do recommend one of my courses. I think it's the gold standard in recovery. And another reason why is, like I said, with these peri and postmenopausal screening forms that I'm seeing, there's a real common theme, and it's episiotomies, long second stages with no rehab. And yes, they felt fine after having babies, because you don't have a choice sometimes you just got to get on with it. But it's not until they all started to enter the peri-postmenopausal phase, when they thought for the whole of their 30s, their 40s, they felt absolutely fine. It wasn't till they hit the stage where their hormone balance started to change, the estrogen started to drop, which it normally is a normal thing that happens during menopause. But what you might not understand is that estrogen has over 400 functions in the body, and one of those is to help support, fascia and connective tissue. So like I said, any cuts, you may feel fine, but that fascia and connective tissue takes time, and if we haven't honoured that time, what may happen during menopause is that we start to feel this heavy, dragging, sore sensation down below, to the point where actually we may start to see a bulge appear at the vaginal wall, or actually some sort of protrusion out of there if it's a stage 3 to 4 prolapse. And that can be any of your internal organs, so your bowel, your bladder, or your uterus. So I am working with these ladies at the minute to help them to understand what's happened, trying to help them live with prolapse, and ultimately some of them may go on to have surgery, but if they do go on to have surgery, at least they know what's going to happen. They're going into surgery in the best possible way, and also they're going to have the best rehab and recovery afterwards, because they're going to have worked with me, so they'll know everything that they need to do in order for this prolapse surgery to actually be a success. So that's a video that I've been meaning to film for a while, because every single postmenopausal lady I work with who has a prolapse, I'm not lying, every single one of them says to me, I wish this program was available to me when I had my babies, because they may not have been in the same situation that they are now. So I want you to think about your body for the long term, not just now. Try and think of it from a functional, structural point of view, rather than a physical, I don't like the way my body looks, I need to go to a boot camp, I need to get back into my skinny jeans. Look at it as, this, I only get one body. You get one chance at this. Think about it from a longevity point of view, that you can still do the things that you love when you're 50 and 60s, that you're not having to change your exercise program when you get to 50s or 60s because of the prolapse. So I'd really like you to just change your mindset on postnatal recovery and see it as you're trying to build your body up to be strong when it's 40, 50, 60, not just this year that I'm off with my baby, I'm going to get back into my skinny jeans, I'm getting back to my boot camps, and everything will be fine when I'm back in my jeans. It's not about that. So if you've got any questions at all, please let me know. I hope you found that informative, and just explains why I am so passionate about what I do, and why I'm so passionate about helping ladies heal and recover, again, not just now but for the future. Okay, any questions, please let me know. Okay, bye.